And I think the other way to put that is just like, if you're not super passionate about it, you shouldn't get into this, because like the money is not the reason you should be getting into this. But the thing I always talk to people about is that you have to realize at the end of the day, because a lot of fighters don't have that perspective that you have, that you're in the entertainment field. They think, I can put on a boring fight. Who cares? I don't need to do the fucking media interviews. But at the end of the day, like, someone has to figure out why they're going to give the UFC that $69, or they're going to spend that 3 hours of time watching this versus watching that. And that really does come down to entertainment.
Absolutely. And, I used to have this argument with an ex of mine all the time, because he was undefeated for a while. But when he was undefeated, he would always say, I would say, like, hey, you need to go post on your Instagram. Like, you need to do this, you need to do this. Cause I feel like that's what I excel at, is how I interact and how I promote. And he would always be like, no, I'm just going to keep winning fights, and then the money will come. And I'm like, well, bro, the money's not going to come. Like, if you're just winning fights, like, people aren't going to pay you because you're undefeated. People are going to pay you because of the persona that you present to the world, like, and I try to educate a lot of my teammates and a lot of my friends who are in the industry on the same thing, like, right. It is an equal part of your job. It is as much of your job as training is. Like, training is my full-time job. My social media and how I present myself and how I promote myself is as much of my job as that is, because they need to go hand in hand. I can train my ass off and not promote anything, and no one's going to know that I'm fighting. And if no one knows that I'm fighting, then they don't want to watch me fight. And if they don't want to watch me fight, then I don't get paid. Like, that's the reality. Right now I have 385,000 people on my Instagram who, when I fight, 90% of them are going to go, fuck yeah, we're going to go watch that, But if I wasn't putting the effort that I put into it, no one's going to want to watch me. And I'm here to make money, and I'm here to entertain, and I want to be in the spotlight, and I want the UFC to see what I can do. And I want them to get the value out of it. So, because the more they get out of it, the more I get out of it.
Yeah, I know the UFC's done a couple summits with fighters too, to try to help them understand the importance of social media and build their brand. But it really does. It comes down to it. I mean, there's effectively two ways you can build your brand. The long, slow, arduous way is to have the GSP fights, where you're just, you're a nice guy. You're not really making a lot of noise. You're winning fights, maybe not in the most spectacular fashion. And then over the course of X number of fights, X number of wins, you're the guy that everyone's like, oh yeah, okay, he's well known. Or there's guys like Chael Sonnen, who arguably weren't top 5 guys, but boy, you put him on a mic, and whether you loved him or hated him, you wanted to watch him fight, and he built himself a brand. And that's what I think people don't realize, is like, you have this limited time in the spotlight that you really have to hit the throttle as hard as you can. Fuck what people think, be your authentic self, get out there, engage, be a good person, and just fucking like live your best life. And people that, like you said, it is a lot of work to stay up on social media. When I started the podcast like 3 months ago, and I've been talking about a podcast for years, realized, oh God, I got to do more social media, and I got to do more work. This is fucking annoying.